Hey everybody, this is Tinker Morris here speaking. I'm on my patio right now, and I had a question the other day, and people were asking me, hey, when you do your long rides or whenever you ride, what do you carry with you on your bike? So I'm going to give you a quick example of what I carry with me on my bike. I've carried a lot of different things, and I've tried a lot of different things during all my ridings that I've been doing, all the thousands of miles that I've been putting in. So here's what I found out that works out the best. In my sea bag, the best kind of sea bag to get is get at least a medium-sized sea bag. Doesn't matter what brand or what kind you get. Mine is old, but it doesn't matter, it's still holding up. So here's what I put in my sea bag. I have one of these guys that go onto here. It's an adapter that goes onto the CO2. Now, I carry two of them just in case, case one doesn't, if I lose too much air or the air escapes from the putting it on the valve. So I end up bringing two quick fills, and these are 16 grams, not too much, but enough to get, if you use one and you use it properly, you'll get like 60, 70 pounds of pressure. And then I carry tool irons, gotta have these. And what else do I have in my bag? And then also I carry a patch kit. A patch kit, normally I would carry in a patch kit. Obvious, you need this to sand the hole where the hole is. Or use one of these in case something, in case you lose the sandpaper if it gets wet or whatever. And then here's another trick that I found out. Carry a small little scissor, which is a scissor that could fold open like this. So when if you have a flat and the hole is not too big, you get the patch, you look at it, if it's like a really small little hole, you get a patch and you just cut it big enough to cover up the hole and to be able to hold, okay, so when you sand it, you cut the patch. Let's say if it's a really small hole, you cut this patch to a little bit bigger than what the hole is. And let's say it's about, if it's a really small, like a thorn, about that size, so you don't have to really sand too much. And then road tubes are not really that round, so you gotta have, the surface is really hard to sand. So usually, if you have a small little hole, you get a sandpaper and sand it really fine around the hole, and then and then you have to have, so I have, plenty of little patches in here and things, and you got the scissors, you got sandpaper, scissors that could fit inside the patch kit, so you get done using it, you can fold it back up and put it back in just like that. I usually have a rubber band so it doesn't pump open. Then I carry two tubes right here, and after you get flats and you go through like so many tubes, you got to patch your tubes. So because you don't want to just get rid of the tube because you got a hole in it. So I patch them, and I've got a lot of patches. So this one has 1, 2, 3, 4 patches. So this tube is I'm going to still hold on to, because 4 patches is not, it's a lot, but I always count, like once it gets over like 5 patches, it's ready to be tossed. But use the tubes, and you can see patches are all kind of in different sizes. Here's a little bit bigger one because it might have been a bigger hole or whatever from maybe a nail or something. And here's an example, a smaller patch. So yeah, depending on the size of the hole, that's the size of the patch you're going to cut it, and you'll be able to, as long as the patch can fit around the hole, and and sand it big enough, put glue in it, make sure it dries. So I got 2 tubes. Then you got to have your tools. Like nowadays, we don't have quick release on our wheels, so you have to use an Allen wrench. So I have an Allen wrench here. It's got all the right sizes. And then on this side, it's got a chain breaker. So you got to have, important to have a chain breaker, because in case your chain breaks. And if your chain breaks, here's what I carry. I carry this little guy. I have enough chain links right here. I got a couple extra ones, just to make sure that in case I lose one, or if it doesn't click together, just have a few of them just to back you up. So then you have, you know, you'll be saved if you ever break your chain, because you have your chain breaker, you got to break, you have to take off the broken link, take out it, and make sure that both the holes are going to be able to use the chain link to click it together. So I have that, and then what else do I have? Oh yeah, and then you got to have your glue, of course. My glue is right here. Now the glue, you know, I don't have it because it's in this, because you need a small enough one to carry in your seat bag. You don't want to have two. I have a lot of stuff, so this is about the right size, no bigger than that. And then you just put the chain, the glue inside your bike pouch, or your bike bag, sorry. And then you have this right here in case you get a slice in your sidewall or something. Just cut a piece of plastic, and the piece of plastic will be able to, you can fit it inside the tire where the hole is, where the slice is. And then this way the tube doesn't go popping out of the side of the tire, and you can at least make it home. This will keep the tube from popping out of the sidewall. So you have that just to back up, a spare. I've had to look around for plastic or something when I didn't have this stuff, just to look for something to be able to cover up that slice to make it home. Because if I don't, the tube's just going to go out, it's going to pop, and you're going to get another, or you're going to waste a sealed tube because you didn't check your tire. The tube's sticking out too much. It's going to pop for sure when you ride. And then one of these guys right here is, it takes off the valve. Well, whenever you ride, I put a tube on, and I put my quick fill, and as soon as I pulled it out, this stem came pulling out with it. So this is a good tool to have. And this tool right here, and okay, so this one has got a permanent, this one won't come out, this stem won't come out, but this guy right here, because I have so many different tubes, I'm going to give you a quick example. So this thing came loose. I didn't have one of these tools, and when this thing popped out and I put the air in, then I was really screwed, because then I had to get this thing back on, but I also needed to have a way of tightening it. So this right here will keep it from popping out. Have one. It's a good tool to have in case you're, I know someone had this experience where you put the air in, and then you take this guy off, and then this thing comes out out of your tube, and you lose all your air and everything. So yeah, you need to have that. Is an important tool to have. And this is from Boyd's Wheels, so it's, they got all kinds of different stem remover dealies. So this one is a good one. So I have that, and that's about it in there. And then the last and most important thing to do is to carry even a pump with you. So if you end up, your quick fills, you end up using them, or something happens, or you lose your adapter, always have a pump, because if worse comes to worse and you run out of, let's say you get 2 flats or whatever on the way home, you have a pump and you have patches, and so you use up your quick fills. Now you have this as your last resort, your last tool to get back home. So the pump is the last thing you would need to use in case. And if you're far away, if I'm pretty far away, I use my quick fills because I want to get my tire fixed right away. But if I'm like 10 or 15 minutes away from home, I'm not going to waste a quick fill, so I'll put enough air just to make it home, and I'll save my quick fill for another ride or a longer ride. So basically, that is exactly what I carry when I go on my rides. So if it's a long or short, carry all this right here, and I guarantee you won't need to call your wife or your mom or your family, anybody to come pick you up. This will be everything you need to make it home. And if all this blows, then you definitely need to get a ride home. All right, folks. I hope that helps out. Talk to you later. Bye.